Hello. Yeah, this is Sridhar. Yesterday, we discussed about programming languages, about first generation, second generation, third and fourth generation languages. Okay. So, today we are going to discuss about C language and the structure of a C program, then similarly the importance of main function we discussed today. Okay. C is a general purpose programming language. Using C, as we know well, we develop any kind of application. General purpose applications or applications specific to system called as system software we can develop. Okay, C is a base language. If one knows C language, the person can program in any other language. So it is not a beginner's language, but it is a basic language. All other languages built on top of the C language. If you know C, then quickly and easily you can learn other languages. Your learning curve is going to be quite short in the case of learning other languages if you know already the C language. Okay, so a program is nothing but set of instructions. To process data, we write instructions. All these instructions at a time they get executed. But whatever code we write in C is in high level language. We write that in English like language. In fact, we use English, but it is not similar to our spoken English or written English. Slightly, it's going to be different. But we write all of whatever statements, whatever statements we write in C, they are written in English only. So all the words are made with the character set of normal English alphabets as well as other punctuation symbols, digits. With the help of that, we write the statements in C program. There are certain characteristics with C language. First of all, C is a case sensitive language. It differentiates between uppercase and lowercase. C is a case sensitive language. Okay, so in the C, we write different modules like functions. When we require those functions, we can call. Okay, so C is what exactly? It's a case sensitive language, and lines we separate using semicolon in the C language. Unlike basic language, in the basic, when you press enter key, that will be treated as a different line. So that's why basic is called as a line sensitive language, whereas C is a case sensitive, and statements we separate using a semicolon. Okay, so every program should have a structure. Every program should have a structure. So C also follows certain structure. So the structure is going to be normally like this we write. Very first thing is going to be comment section we put. So in this comment section, we try to describe why the program is made for. Then we write the author name, on what date the program was written, so on. Like that we can describe using comments. In a C program, comments can be written in two different ways. One is a single line comment, other one is a multi-line comment. Like this, we can write comments. A single line you can comment with the help of the hash // and for multi-line comment we use slash, star and star slash. So here comments are delimited with the slash, star and star slash if it's a multi-line comment. That means in single line when comment is not fitting, that can be spanning or wrapping into the next line. So in such cases, you can end with star followed by slash. Like this, you can write the comments. Followed by, we write here we write preprocessor statements. We write preprocessor statements, something like here. Here we write this way, hash followed by include, we write similarly something like stdio.h, we write the same way. We write sometimes hash define, a macro can be defined, something like pi 3.14. This way we can declare. These can be called as preprocessor statements. Before the code is compiled, first of all, preprocessor comes into scenario. It is going to be processing these things. So these are called as preprocessor statements. Then followed by, you can declare the various functions, function declarations. You can have function declarations. First thing is going to be comment section. You can put comments in two ways. One is using a single line comment, other one is a multi-line comment. Okay, you can have comments in two different ways. You can write comments using a single line or using a multi-line. The second thing is what here, therefore, this is preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directives like this. Okay, so include and define can be called as preprocessor directives. You have many other preprocessor directives, but here show this include and define as examples. So this is what preprocessor directives. Followed by third one, if you are writing any functions, you can first of all declare them. Declaration means you declare their prototype. Prototype meaning is the name of the function, the return value of the function, followed by whatever parameters you are passing to function, formal parameters, we write in that. So that is basically function declaration. We may not be defining, but we just declare the function, so it's called as function declaration. If you want to define function, there itself we can define, or we can define it somewhere else after the main function. Okay, so next thing is going to be global variables declaration. Fourth one can be called as here global variables declaration. So these global variables, they are going to be available in all functions. They are going to be available in all functions, like that we declare global variables. Then after that, we have the main method or main function. We say it as function in the case of C language. Whenever you write programs in C++ or in Java or in C#, we call that as method. In object-oriented programming languages, a function is called as a method, whereas in procedure languages, it's called as a function. A function is nothing but a block of code. As one unit, it's going to be getting executed. Just like one unit, it's going to be getting executed. So a function is in fact set of statements. Under one name, we write it. So the function you may define for specific task, for particular purpose, we define the function. So the function is processing function is going to process data, for that particular purpose there. So functions are nothing but code blocks which we write in curly braces, and every function should have a name. Then the function must be returning a value. In case if it's not returning a value, it should have a void return type. Then the function may have parameters or may not have parameters. So later on we discuss how we write functions. So normally when you look at a C program structure, these are going to be the parts: a comment section, a preprocessor directive section, then function declarations, then global variables declaration, and main function. These we find with the C language program. So every C program should contain these sections, though not mandatory, but if you put them, if you maintain them, that will be really good coding. So a comment section is required, preprocessor directories are required, at least hash include is required. Then if you may be using few other functions, you can declare them. Then after that, if you use any global variables, you can declare them. And similarly, the main function, which is mandatory, because this is the starting point of the application. So this is the starting point of the application. So from here only, we enter into program. Then from here only, we are going to even end the program. So main function is a very important function. From here only, all other functions will be called. All other functions will be called from main function. So main function is going to be the starting point of the application. If you look at an application, it's going to be starting point. Okay, so when you take a C program, these are going to be different sections. A comment section, preprocessor directory section, function declaration section, global variables declaration section, the main function. In the main function, you write the actual code. Okay, so these are going to be the sections of the given C program. Every C program should end, I mean, the code, whenever you save in a file, it should be ending with a .c. It should end with a .c extension. The file name should be having a .c extension. So that's for the C programs. Okay, let us write now a simple program using here the C language. So this is the Dev C++ IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Using this, we can write C program, then we can compile, even we can execute. There are many advantages with IDEs. Regarding them, we discuss later on. But right now, let us write some sample program using the Dev C++ editor, or I can say IDE. So using this IDE, we can write code in C or in C++, even other languages we can write. But mostly we use for the C and C++. Okay, let us write now a simple program here. Go to File, then click on New here, say Source File. It is going to contain here line numbers. It's going to contain line numbers. Let us save first of all this file. Here, save as. We try to save this somewhere. Let us save on the desktop in a particular folder. So on the desktop, normally it is a good practice if you try to put in D drive or in E drive. When your computer is containing multiple drives, you can do like that. Since I have only one drive, I am trying to keep it on the desktop itself. On the desktop itself, I am trying to save this. So for that purpose, first of all, I create a folder. I would like to create a folder on the desktop somewhere here. So I create a new folder called as C programs. I say here it's going to be C programs folder. In this folder, I open this, then I write this as first.c. I can take the extension as here C language. So C source files like this I take, the file name is going to be first.c. I just save here. Now it's created, the name also you can see here as first.c. Now the next step is what? We should write a simple program with which we try to print welcome to C programming. That we have to print on the screen. So for that purpose, we now write the code. As I said, there are going to be different sections. First of all, comment section. First of all, it is going to be comment section. Let us try to put comment section first. We put comments like this. Either you can go with a single line comment. This program this is my first program we write. This is my first program in C language. Input like this. Then followed by, now I want to use a multi-line comment /star, followed by I put like this author, followed by this is ASRow, then this is here date, I can put today's date. Today's date is going to be, that is 0715, then 20, it is 15. In the YY notation, I entered. Now I can end here the comment. So the first one is called as single line comment, and second one is called as multi-line comment. So when we put comments like this, compiler does not care about this. That means compiler does not try to convert this into object code or into machine understandable code, because this is a comment. This comment is going to improve the readability of the program. Whenever you write any code, the code should be readable, and whatever code you write, it must be very simple. People should understand easily. So this should be the, at this point we need to care a lot. So whatever code you write, this has to be definitely very, very simple. Easily, that should be understood by others. So readability is going to be very, very important factor. That we need to remember always when we write code. Readability can improve by writing simple code and by by putting comments in the code from time to time. So from time to time, we need to insert comments, so people who are going through your code, they can easily understand that. So what I've done here, I created a single line comment. Just I'm saying this is my first program in C language. Then after that, I'm putting author name followed by on what date exactly the code is written. Like this, I keep it. Now next thing is what I should come to the second section called as preprocessor directory section. Preprocessor directory section, I should come here. Therefore, I put like this. Hash, I need to put here. I use a statement called as include, preprocessor statement. Hash include, this is here stdio.h. That means we are going to use here standard input output. What is standard input output? Whenever you write any C program, okay, whenever you start it, automatically it opens 5 different files. The files are going to be stdin, stdout, stderr, stdaux, and stdprn. These 5 different files, they get automatically opened. Of these 5 files, the 3 very important files are stdin, stdout, stderr. So stdin basically means for keyboard, for console. Whatever data you enter from keyboard, it can be read with the help of the stdin, and stdout is basically monitor, and even stderr is going to be monitor. Both of them display the output. So in the case of the std out, it displays the output values, whereas stderr, stderr also displays the errors on the monitor. So these two are basically meant for output, whereas stdin is meant for inputting data. So here I am using stdio.h, which contains code for the, which contains prototype for the functions like scanf function, printf function. So with the help of those functions, what you do, you can read data as well as you can print data. Okay, so you can be reading data from the database as well as you can be printing onto monitor data with the help of the printf. So this stdio.h file contains header, prototype. Prototype means how you can invoke a function. How to invoke a function. So whenever you invoke a function, what function is returning, at the same time what parameters you need to pass to the function, it is specified in the prototype. So if compiler knows about prototype, it can compile, otherwise it can't compile. Because whenever it tries to compile, it is going to be checking for the return type value. Then similarly, what parameters have to pass to function, it has to know, then only it can compile, otherwise it can't compile. So therefore, for compilation purpose, we need to include here the header file like this. Hash include stdio.h. Okay, because we are going to use the predefined functions like scanf function, printf function. For them, we don't have any declaration here. In this code, we don't have any declaration here because they are available as part of library for us. They are standard C library. Just we are going to invoke them. But a compiler has to compile it. That means whenever you use a scanf function, that should be compiled here. with your code. So in such cases, compiler should know about how that's going to be working. That is what value it's going to return and what parameters we need to pass. If compiler knows about that, it can compile, otherwise it can't compile. So therefore here, header file inclusion is required. Whatever different functions you are using, those functions, header files, you must put here, then compiler can be compiling, otherwise it can't compile. Okay, so here, this is what preprocessor directive section. Then after that, we need to go with the declaration of functions. But here, we don't have any function declarations. Similarly, we don't have any global variables declaration. Therefore, what we do, we go with the main method. Okay, see, no function definitions, no function declarations. Okay, so here there is no function declaration or function declarations. That's why we don't have that section. Similarly, we are not defining our own functions. The function, definition also does not come into scenario here. Then we don't have any global variables. That section will not be appearing in this. Then after that, now we have to go with the main method. Main method is an important method, so we need to write here. Here we must be writing void, then followed by main, void main. Then here, now we'll be writing the required code here. See, the editor automatically, embedding the required symbols for us. As soon as we type main, automatically these curly braces, they are coming up here. So let us try to print now here. Printf. Use here printf statement. We'll try to print. Welcome to C language. Like this, we have written the statement here. Put semicolon at the end. So this one is what a very simple C program we have written. So this is containing a main method, and here we have a preprocessor directory called as hash include stdio.h. We are including here stdio.h. Then other thing is what we have written a main method, which is going to be a mandatory function. In this function only, whatever code, whatever other functions are there, we invoke from this function only. So therefore here main function is a must. So without main function, you cannot finish your C code. So therefore we have written it as void main printf welcome to C language. So using this, now we have written this code here. When you execute this, it is going to be printing welcome to C language. So once you finish code, we need to compile it. For compiling it, we go to the project here, or we go to execute. Under execute menu, we have here compile. When you click on the compile, or when you press F10, it gets compiled. So when it's compiling in the bottom, it can show error list if it has any errors. So what happened here? It is processing C source file. Here see, there are no errors, no warnings. Output file name is what here? First.exe we got. It has converted the given file into first.exe. So within some 4.41 s seconds, it has compiled. The source code has been compiled into object code. Okay, so this is what exactly compile log we are getting. It's going to show you here 0 errors, 0 warnings. Now when we run it, it's going to print for us welcome to C language. Go to execute, then click on run here. What it says here, welcome to C language. Then after that, this message you are getting. Process exited after 0.005562 seconds with return value 21. Press any data to continue here. You can press some key here. With that, we close the application. So what is getting printed here? Welcome to C language is getting printed for us. What is getting printed here is welcome to C language. So once it is printing that, it is coming out from the program there. So once we come out from program, the control is returned to operating system there. Operating system is taking the control from there. So welcome to C language, here it's printing for us. So here what we have written, welcome to C language, that's getting printed. So using printf function, we can print it. So here, this is a simple C program in which we have first of all a comment section, then followed by preprocessor directive section. Then in this, particularly we don't have any function declarations, function definitions, and no global variables. We have only main method. So main method or main function or the important function is the important function because this starts the given application. So this is mandatory. You need to have the main function. Without main function, you cannot have any C program. So a C program should have definitely a main function because that is the starting point of the application. Main function is the starting point of the application. Without having main function, you cannot write any C program code. So here it is printing for us, welcome to C language. For us it's printing here, welcome to C language. Okay. So whenever you write some program like this, we have some input data. That input data we need to process and you have to get the result. So what we do exactly? We input data, then whatever data we input, that has to be processed and we have to get the output from that program. So program basically takes input, then processes and gives the output. So basically we have data. The data on the data when we process, we get information. So what is this data processing? See here. Suppose you have school students data related to exams. Related to exams for so the exams are conducted periodically. That can be monthly or that can be bi-monthly, quarterly, half-yearly or yearly. Some exams are conducted. We take in this case a yearly exam. Okay, we take here an yearly exam. So every student has to take few subjects like a science subject, social sciences subject, similarly a math subject, and other thing is like a language like English, so and moral sciences. Moral sciences, these are going to be 5 different subjects. When student for every student data may be something like this here. So here we have student ID, something like S101, followed by the person name will be John. Here it's containing data like this, 99, 89, then 67, again 99, followed by 78. These are what exactly the student ID, followed by student name and marks the student has obtained in the given exam. 99, 89, 67, 99, 78. Suppose this information is sent to parents. Parents can't understand anything out of that. So officially, school people have to say whether the candidate or whether the student has passed or failed. Simply parents cannot come to any conclusion regarding that because whether it's passed or failed, they don't know. So this is called as basically data. So once exam is conducted, first of all, they gather all the subjects marks. Okay, then after that, they have to be processed. So here we need to process these results. Ultimately, we should get either a pass or we have to get a fail. There can be 2 possibilities. When a student is taking exam, the student may be failing the exam or the student may be passing in the exam. So what are the conditions for making a student getting passed or getting failed? In each and every subject, when student is getting, greater than or equal to 50 marks, then the student is going to be getting passed, otherwise student is going to be getting failed. So in such cases, after processing, what happens here now? After processing, here we get this as here. So one more column we can be adding. After processing, we are going to get like this. The result is going to be here, a pass. We get like this. Because in every subject, the marks are greater than 50 here. 99, 89, 67, 99, 78. But suppose here one more student we have here. One more student probably the student here, something like Daniel we have here. So this Daniel is having only 9 marks. In the first subject, in the science, the Daniel is having only 5 marks. Therefore, what is the output for this Daniel? This is going to be here fail. Like this, we can be getting this as here fail. So how we are coming to this conclusion here, depending on each and every subject marks. In each and every subject, if they are getting, if the students are getting, if the student is getting, I mean, 50 or at least 50 or more than 50 marks, in such cases, the student is going to be getting passed, otherwise, student will be getting failed there. So here, therefore, what happens? John is having in every subject more than 50 marks, therefore, John is getting passed. But when you take here the other person, Daniel, his ID is here S102. So Daniel is having only 9 marks in the science. Because of that, he is getting failed here. So like this, you can process. Initially, we collect data, then followed by a program, we can be processing. So with that, we can get either pass or fail. So here, first of all, we collect data, then with the help of the program, we can be processing it. So when we process, we'll be getting here a pass or fail. So this is not having full meaning. This one is not having full meaning, whereas this one is having here full meaning for us. So this is going to be having here full meaning, whereas this one is not having full meaning. So therefore, to get complete meaning, you need to convert data into information. So here, this data we have taken, converted into information. So when we convert into information, either we get pass there or we get fail. So to get such information, we can write computer programs, so they can take input data, they can process, ultimately they give you the result there. Either pass or fail, they will be giving you. Okay, so like this, we are going to do with the help of the programs. Okay, but when you look at the records here, one is 101, the other one is 102, S101, S102. These two are going to be 2 different records. But when you look at these records, you have different type of data in this. First one is what here? Alphabetic data. Second one is also alphanumeric data. Second one contains only pure alphabets. The other one is contained here digits. So this can be called as character data or string data, and this can be called as here numeric data. So in the C language, we have different types of data. The different types of data is what there? Character data, then numeric data. One more thing is going to be what? We have character data, we have numeric data. One more type of data is going to be string data. So we have basically 3 different types of data we have here. A character data, numeric data, string data we have there as far as C is concerned. So the data is going to be either like numbers or like characters or sequence of characters. When you take sequence of characters and if it's ending with a null character /0 character, so in such cases it's called as a string. Otherwise, here if you simply take the single one character, it's going to be called as character data. Or if you take numbers like 99 numeric data or 99.5, that is going to be numeric data. So like this, we can have different types of data in the programming languages. But in the C language, we have following types of data. First one is char type of data, followed by here we have small integer, short integer, we have short int. Then other thing is here what int we have in this. Then we have a long int. So long int we have. Then we have float data, and one more thing is here double data. These types of data as far as C is concerned. Character data, a short integer data, long integer data, float data, and double data. So like this, we can have data types. Character data is going to be only 1 byte. This can take only 1 byte. That means we can have values from 0 to 255 in this. From 0 to 255, we can have values as far as character type of data is concerned. In the case of short int, it's going to be here just 2 bytes. It's going to be here 2 bytes. When you take int, this one is here 4 bytes. Similarly, when we take long integer, this is going to be here 8 bytes. And in the case of float, this is going to be 4 bytes. And when it is double, this is going to be 8 bytes. Byte is nothing but it's a storage unit. Using bytes, we measure the data. So whenever you save data somewhere in the form of bytes only, you are going to save. The file size is say 8 MB, 9 MB, 10 MB you say. So that is exactly what we are going to measure in terms of bytes. So byte is the basic unit. Higher levels, higher values in that is going to be in KBs, in MBs, in GBs. Like that we can be having there. So character requires 1 byte data, and this is what it's indivisible. Further, byte cannot be broken down into smaller units. But a byte contains like bits, but you cannot represent any data in the form of bits, just like 1 byte or 2 bytes, or 3, 4 bytes, like that we need to represent there. So character uses 1 byte, short int is going to use 2 bytes, int uses 4 bytes of space, long is going to use 8 bytes, float is going to use 4 bytes, and double is going to use 8 bytes. The difference is what between the integer type of data and float data is float contains both integral data as well as fractional data. We can contain the integral part as well as fractional part. Whereas integer type of data have only integer values in that. They do not contain any floating point values. There's a basic difference between the integer type of data and floating type of data. So float is going to be for single precision, double is for double precision. Precision meaning is after decimal point up to 6 digits we have the precision as far as float is concerned. In the case of double, it's going to contain precision up to 15 digits. So double is what? Double precision. Float is going to be single precision. So like this, we have different types of data in the C, character type of data, then short int, long int, then float, double. So like this, we have types of data in the C language. Further, these types can be qualified as here signed or unsigned. When we talk about signed, it can accept both positive and negative. But when you put them as when you make them unsigned, in such cases they can accept only 0 and the positive numbers. They can support only 0 and the positive numbers when they are unsigned, but when they are signed, they can support both positive and negative integers. So that is applicable only with the integers and character type of data. With character type of data and with the integer type of data, that is supported. But with float and double, they are going to be always positive as well as negative. But char type of data, short integer as well as long, they can be unsigned or they can be signed. So by default they are signed. If you make them unsigned, they can accept only the positive values, 0 and the positive values. So like this, we have these types of data in the C language. So with the help of these types of data, we can make further types also. They can be called as user-defined types. User-defined types can be their arrays. Similarly, you can make your own structure. Then you can go with the enum. Enum is nothing but enumeration. So that is called as, when you have more than one constant, you can put under enum. You can create your own enum type of data, or you can go with the aggregate homogeneous data, that is arrays, or aggregate heterogeneous data, that is going to be structure or union. So you can define your own type of data as per the requirement. So this is the simplicity of the C language. In whatever manner you would like to use these, you can use it. You can build your own structure. You can go with your own union. You can make your own, say, array. So like that, there are no restrictions. The limitation is actually with you only. In whatever manner you would like to use, you can use. But these are going to be basic types: character type of data, short integer, long integer, float, as well as double. So these are going to be the types of data. So using this, we can actually input data. Okay, so we are going to be taking data and we are going to first of all save them in the memory. Then after that, we process the data. Ultimately, we can be getting the result. And then another type of data is going to be here, string data. There is nothing like string available in this, but string is going to be here, sequence of characters. A string is nothing but here sequence of characters, or it is going to be array of characters. Either in a sequence of characters or array of characters. We put like this. Then here you may write hello, you put like this. So at the end of this, automatically a /0 is appended. /0 is called as a null character. We call it as actually a null character. So hello slash here, at the end of the hello, a /0 is appended. With help of this, the string is getting terminated. So when compiler whenever the program is finding in a string in the given sequence of characters, whenever it finds a null character like this, it's going to terminate the string there. Even after hello, you may be having some other data. Hello and welcome, you put like this. When you put hello and welcome, it's going to take only up to hello because it is finding here the null character. As soon as it finds a null character, it's going to terminate it. Further, it will not process. So like this, strings can be maintained. A string is nothing but sequence of characters. It's going to be sequence of characters or array of characters. Array of characters is going to be, for example, we put like this here. This is going to be example. It may be something like this. So we may write hello and welcome. This can be one string here. This is going to be a string here, or else or it may be simply like this. You can put only hello like this. Okay. So what is happening here? When you put hello like this, after reading HELLO, since it's finding here a null character, it's going to be terminating. But in this, what is happening? Hello followed by here /0, it's nothing but null character, and welcome. So though this is a string which is containing more characters after null character, after this /0, computer is going to be reading up to this only. After this, after the /0, it can't read, because as soon as it encounters a null character, it's going to be just stopping there. So like this, strings are actually implemented in the C language. So strings are implemented in this manner as far as C language is concerned. Okay, now let us come into this. Here, welcome to C language we have written. Now next thing what I do here, I'm going to declare some integer data in this, then see how this is going to be working. I write like this int a comma b. Like this, I can declare variables. I'm declaring a and b as variables. Then inside the a, I can assign values. A equal to 10, then b equal to 20. I can put here. Now let me print the result. So to print result, I need to use here arithmetic operators. Right here printf followed by here a plus b, put like this. So this one is going to be printing for us the result. Okay, but for printing this result, you need to have here formatting. When you put a plus b, how it should be printed, you need to specify there. So using formatting character, we can display it. Printf, we are using here %d. We are going to use here %d, and here also we put a comma. Then with that we try to print it. Now a plus b is how much here? 10 plus 20 is 30. 30 should be getting printed for us. Result is what exactly here? 30. Here right, the result is not /d, sorry, %d we need to take. So with this we are going to print it. Go to, first of all, compile it. After that, execute this here. Run. So what is the result we got here? The result is 30. It's printing for us now. It's printing. The result is 30 here, because it is the sum of the two numbers. It is 10 and 20. It's going to print for us 30 result. Int a we have taken. A is 10, b is 20. Then printf, the result is %d, a plus b we have written. So with this, what is happening? The values of 10 is taken, 20 is taken, added together, and we get the result as here 30. So a plus b is nothing but here 30 now. Like this, it's printing for us. So therefore, this is a very simple program. In this, we are using a main method. In the main method, we declare two variables a and b. A is 10, b is 20. We assign those values. Then after that, we are trying to print the result. the result is %d a plus b. So this is called as here format specifier. We can call this as a format specifier. Now I change the values for this. A equal to, I use here 45, like this. A equal to 45 I put. Fine. Now next thing is here, printf, the result is %d a plus b I have taken. Now here, this time I don't use %d, but I want to use here %c. %c is basically for character. When you put a plus b, what result you get C here. And after this, I can use a null character /n. With /n, the print header goes into next line. Here, see what happens. First of all, compile this. After that, execute. What is happening here? The result is 65. The result is A. So they are getting printed on the same line. They are getting printed on the same line. But this time, what we do? We try to move into next line. For that purpose, after printing this, we need to put a /n. This is called as a new line character. It's called a new line character. We are embedding a new line character there. So due to that, what happens? It's going to print first of all there a plus b. After the print header comes into next line, there it's going to print a plus b as a character there. So let us try to compile and try to print here. When you print, that means when you run here, it prints like this. The result is 65. The result is going to be A, like this is showing for us. Result is always 65. The result is A, like this is printing for us. A is getting printed, but how A has come here? A plus B is what exactly? A is here 45, B is 20. When we add them, we get 65. When you use %d, it's printing like a number. When you use %c, the number is converted to character. The number is getting converted to character. So the character is getting printed. Whenever you deal with ASCII, so whenever we work with ASCII, here you have ASCII character equivalents. 0 to 31 are called as control characters. We call them as control characters. Similarly, here 32 to 127, this is called as basic character set. Basic character set or printable character set. We can say here printable character set. So we have a printable character set from 32 to 127, from 128 to 255. This is here advanced graphic characters. Advanced graphic characters. As far as ASCII is concerned, ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So 0 to 31 are called as control characters. Here this is, they are going to be control characters like enter key, backspace, alert sound, tab key, all they come under control characters. They are non-printable, we cannot print them. Those characters can't be printed. But from 32 to 127, they are called as basic character set. They contain English alphabets, digits, other punctuation symbols. But from 128 to 255, they contain advanced graphic characters and few other countries' characters like in the case of resume. So you have some accented E you find in the resume. So such characters probably from French or from Germany, they are using it. So those characters are going to be part of the 128 to 255. So therefore here 32 to 127 is basic character set or printable character set. Here in the 32 to 127, we take from 48 to 57. This is the range for 48 to 57. It's a range for digits. Here we have digits from 0, 1, 2, then up to 9 we have in this. Similarly, 65 to here 90, these contain alphabets. A like this, A, then B, then C, like this, up to Z we find here. Similarly, 97 to 122, when you take the range here, 97 to 122, these are going to be lowercase alphabets, A, B, C, up to Z, small z, we find like this. So These are basically character sets. So internally they are nothing but numbers. That's why when you go into code here, a equal to 45, b equal to 20. When you add them, you are getting 65. 65 when you want to print as number, you need to use %d. But when you want to print here 65 equivalent character, you must use %c. Using that, we are printing it as a character here. So 65 is getting printed as a character now in this. Okay. So today we discussed about the data types available in the C and the main program structure we have seen. So further we discuss about the main function and regarding the data types tomorrow more and more. Thank you very much.